Hey, Meet Edgar community. I'm Megan. If we've never met before, I'm the onboarding coach and I also work in our inbox and I love chatting with the Meet Edgar community. One of the questions that I get a lot in our inbox is, does a social media tool actually affect the reach and the engagement on the posts that you're putting out there? Essentially, you're asking if the networks penalize you for using a tool. Now, this rumor did come up in 2011 when the algorithms were going through a lot of changes. However, everything we've done testing these days, there is no difference in the reach if you use a tool or if you don't use a tool to post. Our new blog post goes into kind of the philosophy behind how we researched this and the findings that we got. And the link to view that is in the description of this live stream. So go ahead and click on that, go over to our blog, and you can research a little more on how these things actually interact with each other. Now, one of the reasons that using a social media tool can actually add more reach to your post and more authenticity and engagement from your community is that it's possible to create consistent content at a predictable schedule without taking up a ton of your time. You can do things like batch your content into our categories and set a schedule for it to go out when it would make sense for it to appear in your followers' feeds rather than it being at a time that's just convenient for you. Often that time gets left for the end of the day or early in the morning when you know that you don't have anything else to do. And social media just becomes something that goes to the wayside if you don't have a structure that you're using like a tool. Now, oftentimes I hear that, you're not getting a lot of reach, you're not getting a lot of engagement, and you're frustrated with that. But I will remind you, even thinking of your own behaviors on social media, so often you'll scroll by a post and you won't comment and you won't like it, but it will still register and your brand, that brand name will still appear and have a touch point for you and the consumer of that content. So here at Edgar, our philosophy is all of your sales and all of your marketing does not have to be around social media. Remember, this is just a fraction of how you're converting people to purchase from you. You've got your email marketing, you've got your other campaigns, you've got your direct sales calls perhaps, and it's okay if those things are leading to more sales, but it's not okay to not use social media these days because so often when new people are choosing between tools, they'll often look it up on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on Twitter to see what that brand and that company is like. And if you don't have an up-to-date page that's posting consistently, it's often as if there's like a virtual closed sign on your business. So even if you're not someone who is seeing your post go viral, social media is still a really important touchstone for you to have. So I wanted to share a couple of easy things that you can do within your Facebook Insights to know when to schedule your content and to go ahead and find the reach of what posts are doing best. If you've never visited your Facebook Insights before, you're going to go to your Facebook page. On this left sidebar, you'll notice a button that says Insights. Now, when I click into my Insights button, I'm going to get a new menu over here on the left, and the bottom option will say Posts. Now, when I go to this posts option right here, Facebook will actually give me a graph that's going to show me when my audience is online the most. And then it's also going to show me when and how much reach and how much engagement each of my posts received. Now, this is really important for you to be able to understand how your organic posting strategy can actually go ahead and inform your paid posting strategy. One of the easiest ways to use organic posts as kind of experiments to know if something is resonating or not is to look at the ratio between this orange column that says reach and this engagement blue column here. If you see a post has got a little reach, but a large engagement, that's a really good sign that it might be worth spending a little money to boost that post or create an ad out of that post. Why? Because the few people that it did reach engaged with it, meaning that the messaging that you used, the language, the photo, the graphic, whatever it was, actually resonated with your community pretty well. You just need to get it in front of more people's eyes. In the opposite way there, if you see a post get a huge amount of reach, but you don't see a lot of engagement on it, that's going to be a sign that that's probably not worth actually putting money behind that post because the message isn't resonating as strongly. You can keep it as simple as that in order to have these numbers be effective to guide your posting schedule. So this is definitely a place that I would suggest coming in and using it to inform when to put your time slots onto your Meet Edgar schedule to know what types of posts posts are really going to drive the most reach there. So if you've never used your Facebook Insights before, that's one place to start to really understand how reach from your posts that you're posting organically or through a scheduling tool are working. And you can see that the numbers will not change there. And it's just a method that I always like to remind people that planning out can actually enhance someone's experience with your brand rather than feeling like your status updates are interrupting people if you follow those bright spots of what's working well and what's not. If you want to learn more about how a social media scheduling tool and reach are affecting each other, go ahead and click the link in the description of this live stream and visit that blog post that our content director, Maura, whipped up for you guys. And if you've never used the scheduling tool before, remind yourself that it is something that can actually produce a lot more value and entertainment because each and every post that you're putting out there is going to be a combination and an effort of you going in there and intentionally knowing why you're sending something out. This concept is called giving every post a job to do. So one of the reasons that I think it's so important to give every post a job to do, because you can measure your success in a much better way. So if you're sending a post out, was that post supposed to spark one comment on it? That could be a huge success and a huge win for you. Was that post supposed to have 10 people click through and actually visit your site? Is that what that post was supposed to do? The posts don't have to do both of those things. One can be for engagement, one can be for traffic, one can just be for brand awareness. And each and every post that you're adding to the Meet Edgar library can have that intention so that you can really simply and easily repeat the posts that are working and go ahead and weed out the posts that aren't working by looking at your insights in that way. If you have any other questions, as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, I am in the inbox all of the time, and I'd love to hear from you and chat with you. So you can email support@meetedgar.com. We also run daily office hours. So if you are a Meet Edgar subscriber, if you have an account with us, you can always pop into an office hours session live with me, and we can go over exactly your goals for social media and make sure that your Meet Edgar account is set up to help you reach those goals. I'm so delighted you joined me for this live stream today. And if you have any questions, send us an email or leave a comment below. Thanks, guys.